Hi, welcome to the learner space. In today's session, we are going to learn these points. Parts of the VBA code window, Messagebox inbuilt function, what are the variables, how to declare them, their use, option explicit statement. What are the parts of the VBA code window? You might have seen the previous session that shows how to reach this code window from Excel, Microsoft Excel. Now let us see what are the parts available in this code window. VBA project window. This project window contains a list of the sheets and all available open Excel workbooks, the sheets in them, the modules in them. Modules are nothing but the pieces of codes or pieces of sub procedures and functions. Then we have the properties window. If at all we have any form or any other module, we have the list of properties and their values here. We can set these values on according to our convenience. So later on we'll see for what property what values are available and why to set what. Next comes the menu bar, the toolbar, and we have the debug window. Debug window will be used to debug and find out if there are any mistakes in the codes that we have, or the way the control goes to different lines. So once we are ready to do coding on our own, we will see how to use the debug window. So now next is Messagebox function. In the first or the second session, you might have seen a statement containing the word Msgbox. Now we'll see how that works and why it is used. So before that, we need to create a sub procedure. To create a sub procedure, we can give any name for the procedure. We'll say trial again. And end sub is always used to indicate the end of the sub procedure. Here, now whatever code we enter between these two lines, that is a code that will be run when we click on the run button. Now here we are going to use a message box. The moment you type the name of the inbuilt function, you will get the syntax in a tooltip here. So prompt, what you need to prompt, we say I'm a professional. Next, once you put the comma here, once you type the comma here, the next parameter will be displayed. I mean, the options for the next parameter will be displayed automatically. This parameter says how many buttons or what all buttons you need. Once the message box is displayed, the dialog box is displayed, you need retry and ignore buttons, or you want a normal default button, or you want OK cancel buttons. Whatever it is, you can even have a question mark button, something like that. You can have, when you get time, you can try out these different parameter values. Once you type the next comma, the next will be next parameter will be visible. So here this shows the title. The title of the message box can be, this is an information. So these are the usual parameters. We won't even be using the second and the third parameter. Mostly we'll be using the first parameter alone, just to display some text or value. So we just stop with this. Now when I run this, let me also try giving some OK cancel button. Now when I run this, I get the message box. So this was the title which I gave in the code. This was the text which I wanted to display, and I have OK and cancel buttons here. So now let's try using a different buttons sequence here. We can give VB information. So I hope this will have only an OK button. Information is for this icon. We can try with VB critical. Yes, this is the icon for it. So this is how variety of message boxes are displayed, or dialog boxes are displayed. Next, coming to what are variables. Variable is nothing but a container which holds a value. Suppose you have a vessel of water. Now, when you transfer this vessel of water to someone else, the person is only going to use the water. Just to use the water, you are transferring the vessel. You cannot transfer water without the vessel. The same way, in this example, the vessel is called the variable and the water is the value contained in it. Now, let me declare a variable. To declare a variable, we use the dim statement. This variable will contain a value, say 5. 5 is a number here. Now I want to display 5. I don't have to type 5 this way. This will be equal to, the difference is, I want to type this value, I want to display this value as it is, but I want to display the value contained in this container. I mean the variable. So you both will display the same value. 5, 5 again. This is the difference. This will be equal to, the difference is, I want to type this value, I want to display this value as it is, but I want to display the value contained in this container. I mean the variable. So you both will display the same value. 5, 5 again. This is the difference. Suppose we have two variables here, A and B. Now I want to display the sum of these two variables. In that case, if I give a plus here, this will sum up the values of these two variables and display that in the message box. So let's remove this now. 5. The reason behind this is, since I have not allocated any value to the variable B, it is considered as 0. I can explicitly give a value to B. And now when I try to display this in the message box, I get 14, which is nothing but 5 plus 9. Now you may ask why it is necessary to declare variables. Variables can also be used without any declaration. It still works. But it is always good to declare variables so that you can reuse them anywhere and you will know if all the variables that are used have been declared or not. You cannot misuse the variables once they are declared. Now if I want to make sure that my code contains all the now if I want to make sure that I declare all the variables before using them and I don't want to have any variables that are not declared, then I need to use the option explicit statement. Now this statement is going to do the supervisor work for me and check that I mandatorily declare all the variables that I've used in the code. Now you notice that I have not declared A and B, but I've used them in my code. Let us see whether it throws any error. Yes, it says variable not defined. So now I'll just define A alone. I mean I'll declare A and try running it. Again it will throw an error saying that B has not been declared. So now it has run. And remember, this option explicit statement should always be outside the sub procedure. In fact, it should be the first statement of any module window. So hope today's session was useful to you. Please do not forget to subscribe, rate and comment the video if you had liked it. Thank you very much. Let's see further the next sessions.